Good evening, everyone. Today we are in our live broadcast session with Marco Lamas from Porto, Portugal. The aim of our interview today, we are going to speak about our upcoming book project called How to Build a Tech Startup from Concept to Market. So 6 p.m. London time, Marco is already with us. And today we would like to discuss more about the Marco's contribution to the project, a little bit about his background, and also some top advice to upcoming entrepreneurs, how to make your startup journey successful. Marco, good evening. Join our discussion. Please, welcome.
Hi, Slava. How are you? Great to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Likewise, Marco. So if you can give us a little more about yourself, because I'm absolutely excited that today we're running our first session of series of interviews with our book contributors and experts participating in our book project. So please, all time is yours. Please give us more about yourself. Welcome.
Okay, Slava. I'm also excited for being here today. It's a pleasure to collaborate with you and with this new initiative. Well, summing it up, I'm an invited senior professor on entrepreneurship and management at this CAP from Porto Polytechnic, where I'm also a member of the board and sub-coordinator of Porto Executive Academy. That's the business school of ISCAP. And I'm director of several executive programs, namely business creation development, science, entrepreneurship and innovation, lean innovation, and smart cities management. And I also am senior professor at ISLA in Vila Nova de Gaia, the city near Porto. And I am a research member of two centers of research in Portugal, both from ISCAP, from Porto Polytechnic, and I've got some work developed at national and international level in a business and academic environment. And mostly, and I really love this part, I'm also an entrepreneur. I founded some startups during my life, but nowadays I've got most of my time dedicated to the academic world, but maintaining some activities as a consultant, business consultant, and also as a mentor on business process, and also with social business. So that's what I've been doing for the last years, and that's really what I enjoy to do. Mostly helping others to create their projects and to make the projects grow, and that's what I'm doing right now, Slava.
Thank you very much, Marka, for your introduction. And I believe our viewers wants to know more also about our upcoming project, about the book. So I would like to ask you, first of all, why did you decide to join our book project? And also what our book project is about from your perspective? How do you see it may help the upcoming entrepreneurs? And also, what's the purpose of building that collective knowledge?
Okay, Slava, that's a very interesting question. And as you know, first of all, it's because I can't say no to an invitation from you, Slava. It's pretty difficult. But now, seriously, well, I found this project very interesting because we are talking about a book, but a different kind of book. Okay, it's not a scientific book. It's not a do-it-yourself book. Okay, so it's not a sample with 10 steps to get successful. It's not about that. Okay, it's a different kind of approach that I think will really help entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs to create their business. And why? Because you were able, Slava, and congratulations for that, you were able to join a very interesting group of people around you to collaborate with this book. And we've got people from the business world, we've got people from the academic world, and they are willing to share their vision, share their experience, but most of that to share concrete examples of what an entrepreneur should do or shouldn't do, but based on real business examples. And I think that makes all the difference, and that's what's real the great difference of this book. Okay, so once again, it's not a scientific book, but it's not a do-it-yourself book. Okay, it's something much that goes much deeper on what's the really day to day on a business startup.
Thank you very much, Marka, for explaining us why did you decide to join the book project. And that's for sure the aim is to build that collective knowledge which may help upcoming entrepreneurs to build new venture in 2022 and beyond. But definitely building a tech company 10 years ago could be a completely different story in comparison to what's going on today, and what would be the future trends in the startup world. So my question to you, Mark, maybe you can give us a little reflection of how do you think building a tech startup specific in 2022 different to 5-10 years ago. What's going on right now, and what startup founders should be aware of in 2022?
Okay. Once again, that's a very interesting question, but also a very complex question. Okay. We are talking about 2022. We are talking about the post-COVID time. And well, I really think that we will put COVID-19 behind in a short period of time. And there's for sure some threats, but mostly I think we've got a lot of opportunities for new startups and new tech startups. I think people are eager for having their life back. Everything that helps them to easy their life and give them the time that they want, but now when they need something, they really need it now and not tomorrow. And I think that's a very really great opportunity for tech startups. Okay, because I think for sure digital business are in the front line. So what people that wants to found a startup really needs to do is try to understand what people want, what they really want. Okay, so it's about getting to it's about making sure that they identify a really value proposition. Okay, and what's that? They really need to understand what people want, and then try to gather all that they need to have all the conditions for having the benefits that their customers wants. Okay, so it's all about focus in customers and in their needs. And I think 2022 it's going to be a great year for startups and for tech startups also.
Thank you, Marco, for reflection of that particular subject, and thanks also for mentioning importance of building some real value for customers, users of product or service of any startup. And as you know, a lot of entrepreneurs nowadays, they also want to build some projects with social impact, with in multiple topics such as sustainability, environmental friendly solutions, and beyond and beyond. But equally, sometimes it's quite challenging to find some relevant business models, the ways to commercialize that particular ideas. How do you think our book may help them to make it happen? And also, what are the trends are, how to help upcoming entrepreneurs to find the right business model for those who aiming to make socially impactful startup happen?
Okay, just beginning with the social business, Slava, I think we are on a time that we really need social business. Okay, we need social startups. We need startups that are looking for money, but they are also looking for creating some impact on the world. Okay, some positive impact on the world. They really need to understand how they are going to easy someone's life. Okay, and I'm really keen on social projects, and I've been working with some, and I've been helping some social projects. But I will give you an example that I didn't work with, but I'm in love with this project. It's a Portuguese project called Color Ed. Okay, it was founded by Miguel Neiva, a social entrepreneur, and he found a problem. Okay, and it's all about problems. And he created a code for colorblind people. And if you look at this, probably if we are not colorblind people, we don't care about it. Okay, but everything in our life it's about color. If we go to an hospital, it's about color. If we are on a beach and we want to swim, it's about color. If we are driving, it's about color. Okay, so Miguel was able to create a project that causes impact in people and in society. When that happens, probably what's going to follow is that you are going to have people around you that will want to help your project. Okay, it's all about creating community, and social project. It's about that. It's about impact. For me, that's the key word when we are talking about social projects. And just one more insight on entrepreneurs that really want to create startups right now. Please don't assume that what you've got it's the real thing. Okay, just don't do it. Go and check it for yourselves. Go and check if it really works. Speak to customers daily. They are the reason why a startup exists. Okay, so go and meet with them. Go and ask them. Go and ask for help. Okay, and that's the only way. So it's all about test and error, test and error, test and error. Okay, and that's the way that you are going to design your business model. Even in the case of my contribute in the book, Slava, it's all about a concrete example of a Portuguese startup that's now international, and it's about all the process that they went through since the beginning till they get to the right business model. Okay, and it was not easy. They've got the right value proposition, but what they were missing was the revenue streams model. Okay, how are we going to make money? So it's not easy. It's not the same for all entrepreneurs. Each case it's a case, but it's interesting to understand what was the process and how they really were able to make it happen.
Thank you, Mark, for your contribution about startups with social purpose and how to, how important to have such projects nowadays all across the globe for sure. And thanks for sharing your contribution in our upcoming book in order for people to understand how to come through all these lessons and how to make their startup journey successful. Equally, I believe our book projects might be one of the forums to help startups to avoid typical startup mistakes. But maybe there are some other tools, other facilities for entrepreneurs to avoid typical startup mistakes. Maybe, Marco, you can give an advice how to avoid the typical mistakes and what's it's need to remember.
Well, first of all, please make sure that you are around the right people. Okay, so you've got a lot of people that can help you. You've got mentors, you've got consultants, you've got professors, you've got accelerator programs, you've got these kind of people that you need around you. Okay, so just don't try to do it all by yourself. It won't happen. Okay, we are not good in everything, so please try to make sure that you've got the right people around you, and investors for sure. And be humble enough to ask help to everyone. Okay, so one last one. I know we are running out of time. Just embrace the lean startup approach. Okay, get out of the office. It's, as I told you before, it's about try and error. It's about having a true value proposition for your customers, and then trying to make sure that you've got the right fit between the value proposition, your customer segmentation, and for sure about the revenue stream. Okay, it seems easy, but it's not easy. So go, try, ask for help. Okay, and make sure that you are surrounded by the right people.
Thank you, Marco. You also gave advice to upcoming startup founders how to avoid typical startup mistakes and how to make their startup journey successful. The last question I want to ask you before we end in our quite short but insightful session about our upcoming book is, how do you think the book may help upcoming entrepreneurs as well? I believe it's also can be the source of networking, source of finding the right people, as you mentioned before, the source of expanding a network and circle of like-minded entrepreneurs all across the globe and Europe and Portugal, United Kingdom and beyond and beyond. So what else you think book can bring to upcoming entrepreneurs apart of the knowledge and some advice?
A part of the knowledge, a part of the networking. I think once again, I think it was on your first question, Slava. It's not a theoretical book. It's not a do it yourself book. Okay, it's mostly an open view for startups to gain gains but pains, okay, over the process. And I think that's really very helpful for the future entrepreneurs. Okay, not only knowing what they should do, but mostly knowing what they shouldn't do. Okay, so learn with the others' errors. Okay, so it's about understanding that there's no such thing as universal answers, because each case it's a different case. But I think this will that you gain on these people that are going to contribute in your book, it's fundamental, because they are going to share experience that they had or their customers had, and I think that's the best way to learn and to try to create something new. Okay, so once again, you've got the knowledge, you've got the networking, but most you've got real examples of startups. Okay, what they did, what they should have done, how they were successful, but in some cases, what kind of errors they've done in the past. Okay.
Thank you, Marco. We're just about to end our session. Before that, we just got a live broadcast question from our viewer, and I'm just putting that question live. So aside of the launching an MVP, what is the best ways to gauge the idea's potential? Maybe you can reflect on that before we finish our session, please.
Yes, thank you so much, Darius, for your question, and a very interesting question. Well, for start, I think that startups are not about ideas. Okay, ideas are really important for you to try to begin thinking on a project. Okay, but it's not about the idea. It's about your customers and about your value proposition. Okay, try to understand if your idea might be very interesting, okay, but if no one is willing to pay for it, it won't work, okay. So besides an MVP, please go and talk to people, okay, ask people. You can do it with surveys, you can do it with interviews, but please don't even try to think on a startup before speaking to people, okay, before understanding if you've got customers and if they are willing to use what you have to offer, okay. There is.
Thank you, Marka, for your answer to our viewers' question. And thank you for joining our live broadcast. It was Marco Lamas from Porto, Portugal, our book contributor, startup experts, entrepreneur, academic professionals, beyond and beyond. Thank you, Marka, for joining, for participating in our book projects, and looking forward to seeing you hopefully in our following live broadcast sessions. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. London time, we run a special live broadcast focused on sales in a tech startup. So welcome everyone, and thank you very much, Marka. Cannot wait for the next session.
Thank you so much, Slava, for having me here.
Thank you, Marka. It was our discussion with Marco Lamas about our upcoming book project called How to Build a Tech Startup from Concept to Market. My name is Slav Baranovsky. I'm the founder of Elegant Club, a community for tech entrepreneurs in the UK and all across Europe. So if you're interested to know more about our project, about our club, please visit our website, elegant.club. If you'd like to know more about our upcoming book projects, please visit our website, howtobuildatechstartup.com, where you may see Marka and other contributors from all across the globe joined our projects in order to bring the collective knowledge with case studies about how to build a successful tech company in 2022. So thank you very much for staying with us. You're more than welcome to write down your questions or engage with us in our following upcoming broadcast sessions. Tomorrow, as I mentioned before, 6 p.m. London time, we run special session about sales in a tech startup. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.